The colony was dying. The winds howled across the barren plains of Orani's 4, carrying dust that coated lungs like poison. Crops had withered months ago, the hydro generators sputtered and failed, and now the settlement's water reserves were nearly gone. Every household locked its doors tight, keeping whatever scraps of survival they had left. Lyra staggered down the main road, her small figure hunched under the weight of hunger and thirst. Her skin was cracked, her lips bleeding. She clutched a tattered blanket around her shoulders, the only remnant of her mother who had died 2 weeks before. She knocked on the first door. A face appeared in the narrow crack. A man's eyes looked her over. Cold. Calculating. "My mother's gone," she rasped. "Please, just a little water." The door slammed shut without a word. At the next home, she was met with a woman clutching 2 children to her side. Fear burned in the woman's eyes as she shook her head. "I can't spare anything. Leave." Door after door, she begged. Door after door, she was denied. Finally, she collapsed against the colony's central well. Dry. Cracked. Long abandoned. She pressed her forehead to the cold stone, her breath shallow. The settlement lights dimmed as night fell, and she thought, "This is it. I'll die here, like Mother." But then, footsteps. A tall man approached, wearing the insignia of the Earth Union fleet. His armor was battered, his eyes lined with exhaustion, but still sharp. He had the bearing of a soldier who had seen too many wars. "You shouldn't be out here," he said. Lyra looked up weakly. "There's nowhere else to go. Every door is shut." He crouched beside her. "Name's Captain Darius Kane. I came with the last relief ship before it was grounded. Supplies are gone and command pulled out. I stayed." "Why?" she croaked. "Because leaving people behind isn't what we're supposed to do." Darius gave her water from his canteen, holding it steady as she drank greedily. He watched her with quiet concern. She was too thin, too frail, but her eyes still burned with a stubborn spark. "Come," he said. "I'll take you in." But when he carried her toward the small habdome he had claimed, settlers emerged from the shadows. "She's a mouth we can't feed," one shouted. "She'll drain us all dry," another hissed. "Don't bring her in." Darius turned slowly, fury in his eyes. "You shut your doors on a child. What's left of you, if that's what you've become?" No one answered. One by one, they retreated into their homes, leaving silence behind. Inside his dome, he laid her down on a cot and gave her a protein pack. She ate slowly, trying not to vomit from the sudden intake of food. For days, he cared for her. He rationed his supplies carefully, splitting portions he couldn't afford to share. She grew stronger, though still frail. At night, she would whisper about her mother's songs, the way she used to braid her hair, the way hope used to feel. Darius listened. He never interrupted, never judged. One night, as the winds battered the dome, he finally asked, "Why didn't you give up?" Lyra looked at him, eyes glistening. "Because Mother told me one day, someone would see me. Not just walk past. Not shut their door. Just see me." Darius's throat tightened. He placed a hand on her shoulder. She was right. But hope was fragile. A week later, armed settlers stormed Darius's dome. They demanded the girl. "She'll kill us all if you keep wasting food on her," their leader snarled. "We need those rations." Darius stepped in front of her. "She stays." One settler raised his weapon. "Then you'll die with her." The standoff stretched, tension crackling like static. Lyra, trembling, stepped forward. Her voice was a whisper, but it cut through the air like a blade. "Take my body instead." The settlers froze. "I'm small," she said. "I don't matter. If you need my rations, take them. Take me. Just leave him." Darius turned, stunned. Her eyes shimmered with a strange calm, as if she had already accepted death. You don't mean that, he said, his voice breaking. I do, she whispered. Because you're the first person who didn't shut the door in my face. If one of us has to live, it should be you. The settlers muttered among themselves. Some sneered. Some looked away in shame. But Darius's rage exploded. Listen to her, he thundered. She's a child, and she's more human than any of you. She's willing to sacrifice herself because she knows what compassion means. And you? You've forgotten what it means to be alive. Silence. No one moved. Finally, the settlers lowered their weapons and left, muttering curses, but unwilling to confront the fire in Darius's eyes. He knelt in front of Lyra, gripping her shoulders. Never, never, offer your life like that again, he said fiercely. Tears welled in her eyes. But I'm not worth. Yes, you are, he cut her off. You're worth more than all of them combined. Do you understand? She nodded shakily, tears spilling down her cheeks. Months passed. The colony fell deeper into ruin, but Darius and Lyra endured. He taught her to fight, to read maps, to repair filters. She learned quickly, her thin frame growing stronger with each passing day. They became inseparable, not soldier and orphan, but something closer to father and daughter. And then, salvation. One morning, a fleet ship broke through the skies of Orphan's 4. Relief teams poured in, bringing food, water, and evacuation orders. As the settlers scrambled to secure their spots, Darius carried Lyra aboard the shuttle. Destination, the officer asked. Darius looked down at her. Anywhere that isn't here. She smiled faintly. Somewhere with open doors? He chuckled, brushing her hair back. Yeah, somewhere like that. On Terra Station, months later, Lyra stood before a classroom window, staring at the stars. Her clothes were clean, her body healthy, but her eyes were older than her years. Darius leaned against the doorframe, watching her. Do you ever think about it? He asked quietly. She nodded. Every day. Every door that shut in my face. Every hand that turned me away. But mostly, she hesitated, then looked at him. Mostly, I remember the one man who didn't. He crossed the room, kneeling beside her. You don't owe me anything, Lyra. She smiled, a rare, radiant thing. I know. But I'll spend my life trying to be the kind of person you already are. Darius swallowed hard, his chest tight. She reached for his hand. You saved me. When I whispered to give up my body, you gave me back my soul instead. And in that moment, as the stars blazed outside, Captain Darius Kane understood. Humanity wasn't measured in fleets or colonies. It was measured in whether you opened the door when someone knocked.